Hello, beloved Brujas, and happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I'm so grateful to join with you today. Hey there, Cyber Girl. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Walking in Purpose, and Liz and Chemistry. Hello, hello, beloved. So thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Wednesday. So I want to share with you a little bit about what this Mercury retrograde has really been teaching us. Hello, beloveds. Thanks so much for joining. So, I've had to, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned during this Mercury retrograde is how much I've grown, how far I've come. In my upcoming book, Heal Sister Heal, I share a lot of my personal stories, but many people don't know I was a single mother. I had my daughter at 19. I was married at 18. I thought I was going to be in love forever. That didn't work out, and here I am. And in the book, I share with you this story as well as stories of the hundreds and thousands of people I've helped over and supported over the last 13 years. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is because for the longest time, when I was still living in Chicago, I remember thinking about, this luxury living life. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And I couldn't wait for the day that I could live this luxury life. And it took me the longest time to realize, hi beloved, thanks so much for tuning in, that I'm so grateful to live such a blessed life. We don't recognize how blessed our lives really are. And so really looking at how far we've come, and so it truly is a sacred journey. We've all had someone who's passed on, we've all lost a job, we've all quit a job, we've all, moved, we've all transformed. And I mean, if we're still here, then these things have happened. And so this idea of luxury living, I remember when I was in Chicago, I thought luxury living would be living someplace where it's sun shining and beautiful and you can hear the birds shining and near the ocean. And I remember thinking, how can I do that? How can I have to really, really be rich? I have to really have money, or maybe I have to marry someone who's rich, and maybe I need to figure out a way to do it. I never thought that it was possible until I allowed myself to truly tell myself and hear what I really wanted. I always wanted to live near the beach. I prayed about it. I remember my prayer partner for years, and he said, well, you live by Lake Michigan. Can't you just live by, in Rogers Park somewhere close to the lake? And I was like, no, I want to live near the ocean. And I'll tell you guys, I have been all over the world looking for my ocean. I have lived in Marbella, Spain. I've lived in Switzerland, in Costa Rica. I've lived in San Diego, Miami. I have been looking for my ocean, and I kept thinking, it's going to be too expensive. There's no way for me to do this. Until I recognized that truly that ocean, that peace comes from within. And how do I travel so much? I'll tell you, because I had my daughter early, and I gave myself the gift and said, once she grows up, I'm going to travel. I didn't say, how am I going to do this with the job? I gave myself a chance, and that's why I'm talking about luxury living. See, I always thought luxury living meant I had to have a lot of money. But luxury living is about being at peace with what I do. I have lived and traveled all those places with no credit cards. I haven't had a credit card in, over a decade. I live within my means. I don't have a lot of debt. Do you understand? And there's no advertisements telling me to go buy this and I got to have this and do all that. And I love that. And even here in Mexico, of course it's in Spanish, and so I don't read it, and I've done that, but I don't pay attention to those outside influences telling me who I'm not. So that was the first thing that I noticed about my luxurious living. And then two, the peso is a little bit less than the dollar, okay? And so that allows me to really live within my means, but really allow myself to live in joy. I get to live in a beautiful community, a gated community with a pool and a gym, in this beautiful little park. I don't know if I could do this in the United States, nor would I want to. I'm not sure. You know, I tried it. It didn't work. The other part is I don't have a car. I don't have debt. And that gives me a sense of freedom. So many of us have been programmed and conditioned into believing that debt does not do anything for us at all. How can debt do anything for us when we have to end up paying more than what we originally purchased it for? That is a concept of slavery that keeps you bound to your job. I had the job. I was a school librarian, had summers off. I thought I was happy then. But all I did every summer when I was off was drink because I couldn't think of anything else to do with myself because I was truly depressed and thought this was all I could do is be a librarian. At least I get summers off. I would have slowly killed myself had I stayed in Chicago. And so I gave myself a chance. I quit my job. I became a yoga teacher. I let my tarot deck, guide me around the world. And so as I'm writing Heal, Sister, Heal, I want to share with you every single step that I took. Not to show you how, but to show you that it's possible. Because I was a statistic. And then I remember I was very careful not getting married again because I didn't want to be another statistic. And being now a small business, a spiritual entrepreneur to over 28.1 of you, thank you so much. I love you all. And so when you do it with purpose, there's no time for depression, there's no time for worrying about somebody else, and you can truly live luxuriously. Do you really need a car? I like Uber, you know why? I don't have to drive, and being here again in a foreign country, I don't want to drive because they drive a little reckless and crazy. So, and again, I don't want to do that. So Uber works. I don't have to worry about insurance. I don't have to worry about any of that. I just get to get in the car and get out, right? So look at the things that you have in your life that you can let go of, that are no longer serving you. Because if you want to live a luxurious life, you have to start living it within you first. See, I always dreamt about getting to the ocean, and I thought I was being the one that guided me. And Spirit said, go to all the oceans. Go to all the oceans you want to see. Go see them. And I did. And now I've allowed Mexico to be my home, the place where I feel my sense of calm and peace and tranquility within myself. And so I invite you down for the Sacred Sisterhood retreat in May. It's coming up, but I also, and there's an info call also on Saturday, so please sign up, join the community so you can stay tuned of all my updates. But I also want to invite you two things. First of all, Heal, Sister, Heal. Guys, sorry, there's a bug or something behind me. So, of course, I have to get it away. Heal, Sister, Heal is two things. First of all, it is a book of my personal transformation, but it's also self-healing. The self-healing part is the self-love plan. The self-love plan is going to be like a journal, spiritual exercises that you can do every single day for a course of 30 days. Truck going by. And then it used to be the Sensuous Bruja. Now it's going to be the Be Your Own Bruja workbook. This is also in the book. So that's going to be your rituals, candles, crystals, all that fun stuff. And then at the end is a resource guide. Now this resource guide is something that I'm really grateful for. And so I want to invite you, if you're a small business, if you want to be a part of this resource guide, I invite you to take a peek at the proposal. If you buy at a 97 or up, you will get a mention in the resource guide because I want to create a resource guide for everyone. I remember looking for candles here, for natural products here, and tarot lessons here, and who's a good reader here for all these different things. And I want to have this resource guide in the back of the book so you don't have to go looking anywhere. Who to follow on Instagram, all these little things. And so Heal, Sister, Heal is going to be more than just a book about my life. It's going to be, like I said, a guide to get you through how to chart your moon cycle. And it's going to be, how to, create your own rituals and altars and spells and tarot and all this fun stuff, and all the resources that you need to get that stuff from around the world. So grateful that I have friends around the world. So if you want to be a part of the resource guide, please send me an email. Again, my email is right there below. And again, if you are willing to share about Heal Sister Heal, send me an email that says, I want to share, I'm in, and share it with your family, share it with your sister, share it with your sisterhood. And the top 3 for the next 2 weeks who share, the top 3 will get a mini reading with me. So if you're in, if you want to share this story, share my work with your friends and family, and really get some support for this book, and support a bruja, a dream, and a woman of color, then please share it. And the reason I'm asking to share it is because I know that I am creating a book for you, because I'm creating the book that I was looking for. And that's what the writing teachers always say, create the book that you were looking for. And so that's the book that I was looking for. I was looking for a book that had spells. I was looking for stories that would empower me. I was looking for a book that had spells and how to chart my moon cycle and what it meant to have a red moon and a white moon, and how to eat healthy for myself and heal my chakras from the inside out. I've been looking for that book. And that's the book that I'm creating for you, my beloved sisters of this sacred community. That is the retreat that I am created for you, my sacred sisters. So as we get ready to wrap up this Mercury retrograde, what are you getting rid of? And what are you making space for? What are you making space for? I'm making space for more. I'm making space for more love, more light, more prosperity, more vibrancy, more health, more wealth for each and every one of us. Blessed be, Brujas. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Wednesday. Don't forget, you can also get the Bruja guide below. Take a peek at some of my recent interviews, and I'll be sharing so much in April. Got so much fun stuff coming up for you. Make it a beautiful day. Share some time with Oya in prayer and meditation. Join in today and allow yourself to get out. If there's some sunshine, get out. And if there's some fresh air, get out. Allow yourself to breathe today, Brujas. And until next time, peace and blessings.